Hello, and welcome to the pre-qualification webinar for the New York State Council on the Arts. My name is Marnie Geller,
And I mean burn.
and we are pre-qualification specialists with NISCA. Over the course of this webinar, we'll share some important information about getting pre-qualified in the statewide financial system. To start, let's go over the basics of the pre-qualification process. Pre-qualification is required for all nonprofit organizations seeking grant funding from New York State. Organizations that are not pre-qualified at the NISCA grant application deadline will be ineligible for funding. Pre-qualification is also required at contract signing and for payment. Pre-qualification expires annually. You must upload updated financial documents to SFS each year to maintain your pre-qualified status. Returning NISCA applicants need to monitor their pre-qualification status in SFS and submit a pre-qualification application before their financial documents expire. There are 3 steps to getting pre-qualified with New York State: confirming your organization is registered in SFS, assigning user roles, and submitting a completed pre-qualification application. Before anything else, you must make sure your organization is registered with SFS. If your organization does not have an existing SFS account, please register by emailing a completed and notarized grants management registration form and the other required documentation to grantsreform@its.ny.gov. Designate your organization's primary contact carefully and be sure to save the primary contact's information. You will need it to add user roles, maintain information in the SFS vendor profile, and communicate with SFS in the future. Attachments must be in PDF format. PNG files and links to websites are not accepted. For more information on registering an organization with SFS, follow the link at the bottom of the slide to visit the grants management website or reach out to the SFS help desk. Once registered, your organization will be assigned an SFS vendor ID number. Login credentials and instructions will be emailed to your organization. You will need this vendor ID number to register in the NISCA application portal. Please note that SFS is managed by a separate state agency and NISCA does not have access to SFS usernames or passwords. If your organization is registered with SFS but you do not have access to your login credentials, please have the primary contact at the organization email the SFS help desk directly for further assistance. Let's move on to step 2, assigning user roles in SFS. Only users who have been assigned as a pre-qualification processor by their organization will be able to submit a pre-qualification application in SFS. The delegated administrator at the organization is responsible for assigning roles. Your organization is required to add the following SFS roles to at least one member of your staff: the pre-qualification processor, who updates and submits pre-qualification applications, and the grants contract approver, who reviews, approves, and signs grant contracts. If there has been any staff turnover within your organization, you may need to update who is serving as the delegated administrator. If you need help, have the primary contact at your organization email the SFS help desk directly. And finally, step 3, submitting your pre-qualification application. NISCA recommends selecting ART01 as the agency you are doing business with on your pre-qualification application. This will ensure your application is reviewed by a NISCA pre-qualification specialist and processed in time to meet NISCA application deadlines. Please enter ART01 in the state agency field on the Organization Information tab of the application. Next, answer the provided questions about your organization's policies and procedures and upload the required pre-qualification documents. Once you are satisfied with your application, submit it for agency review. You will receive an automated email notification from SFS when it has been properly submitted. Once the application has been submitted, a pre-qualification specialist will review your application and either approve it or request more information or revisions through SFS. For more information on the application, or a checklist of required documents, go to the Grants Management website. As a reminder, you must have an SSF account with the pre-qualification processor role to see the pre-qualification application. If you do not see the application, please make sure you are logged into the correct account or reach out to the SFS help desk for more information.
Thank you, Marnie. Now let's go over a few tips to help the pre-qualification process. Tip number one, start early. Once you're registered in SFS, you'll be ready to begin your pre-qualification application. Please note that successfully registering your organization with SFS is not the same as getting pre-qualified. You may pre-qualify at any time. However, we strongly recommend that you start as early as possible. If you're not pre-qualified in SFS by the NISCA grant application deadline, your grant application will automatically be disqualified. Incomplete or outdated submissions can cause delays, so be sure to submit your pre-qualification materials early. Tip number two, make sure that all contact information in the statewide financial system is up to date. If the email addresses on file at SFS are incorrect, you may miss important notifications, instructions, and information requests regarding your pre-qualification status. Make sure that the primary contact and delegated administrator's contact information is current and updated if necessary. Additional email addresses can be added to the pre-qualification application if you would like other people to receive notifications regarding your pre-qualification status. NISCA does not have the ability to change your organization's information in SFS. To update information in your vendor profile in SFS, submit a supplier change request from the homepage in SFS. If you do not know your organization's primary contact or delegated administrator, contact the SFS help desk. For more information on how to update your organizational contacts, please visit the Manage Your Grants page on NISCA's website or reach out to the SFS help desk. Tip number three, check your pre-qualification status in SFS. It is your organization's responsibility to check your pre-qualification status. To confirm your pre-qualification status in SFS, log into SFS, select View Your Information, then View Grants Information. Your pre-qualification status and expiration date are displayed on the left side of the screen. If the status and expiration date fields are blank, your organization is not pre-qualified in SFS. If you are not pre-qualified in SFS, or your pre-qualification status is expired, you will have to submit a pre-qualification application in SFS. Remember, only users who have been assigned the pre-qualification processor's role will see the pre-qualification application in SFS. Pre-qualification must be updated annually. We recommend you check your pre-qualification status periodically. Don't risk your organization falling out of pre-qualified status. Here's an example of an organization's grants information page. As you can see from the pre-qualification status on the left, this organization is pre-qualified. However, their pre-qualification status is due to expire in November and will require updating and resubmission before that time. This date will vary depending on your organization. Tip number four, confirm your organization's policies and procedures. Your organization must adopt certain policies and procedures, which are outlined in the pre-qualification questions on the application. NISCA does not require any particular policy form or language, but you must indicate that you do have certain policies and procedures. If not, an explanation must be provided and will be evaluated. Tip number five, upload your board of directors profile and organization chart. You must upload a board of directors profile, an organization chart, and your senior leadership's resumes. Templates and samples for these documents can be found on the Grants Management website. Tip number six, demonstrate internal controls. All organizations must separate their fiscal and legal functions and must have one individual authorized to pay contracts and a separate individual authorized to sign contracts. This could give grants to many smaller organizations across the state and must ensure that even the smallest organization have basic internal controls. Tip number seven, remember to update financial documents annually. Remember to submit entire copies of the following documents on an annual basis: the IRS 990, the financial statement or audit, and the CHAR 500. We often see returning applicants who fail to add updated documents to these three sections by the deadline, so make sure that you are submitting the most recent version of these documents. All organizations must upload a financial statement into the financial statement audit section. Organizations with revenue over 1 million are required to submit an audited statement. Organizations between 250,000 and 1 million are required to submit a CPA reviewed statement or an audited statement. And organizations under 250,000 must submit an internal profit and loss statement, which includes revenues and expenses for the given tax year. The fiscal years on all documents must match with each other. All organizations must upload their updated annual Charities Bureau filing or proof of exemption from the Charities Bureau. A copy of the signed Char 500 filing is emailed to the organization by the Charities Bureau. Tip number 8, check dates and documents. When uploading financial documents, make sure to enter your organization's tax or fiscal year beginning and end dates, which can be found on the top of your 990. The dates entered should match those displayed on all of your financial documents. Remember, PNG files and links to websites are not acceptable. Tip number 9, don't forget to submit your pre-qualification application for review. Just uploading files or answering questions online and saving them is not enough. You need to formally submit the application for review. Once you submit the application, an automated email will be generated by SFS and sent to the email addresses provided to SFS immediately. If you do not receive an email, check your spam folder. Applications with the following status are not pre-qualified. Those are in progress, in review, requires more information, or expired. For assistance with submitting your pre-qualification application, please contact the SFS Help Desk directly. Here's a screenshot of an application that is ready to be submitted. To submit your application for review, select Yes to attest and certify. You will then be able to review, correct any errors, and submit the application.
Thank you, Ian. As a final note, SFS is a separate state agency. SFS has provided many great training resources available on the Grants Management website. Additional training and reference materials are available in SFS Coach from your homepage in SFS. Here are a few additional resources that may prove useful during the pre-qualification process. First is the Vendor Pre-Qualification Manual. This is a great go-to resource that guides you through the entire pre-qualification process and breaks down every question in detail. Next is the website resource document. If you encounter a question that asks about a topic, a policy, or procedure that you're not particularly familiar with, this document has links to many helpful resources that can help you find the answers you're looking for. Finally, Grants Management holds live webinars for organizations interested in familiarizing themselves with SFS, including topics like registration and pre-qualification. If you are having difficulty logging into SFS or need password assistance, please contact the SFS Help Desk directly. For further information regarding pre-qualification or the review of your submitted pre-qualification application, please email prequal@arts.ny.gov and be sure to include the name of your organization as registered in SFS. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you found this presentation helpful. If you have any questions or concerns, please let us know by emailing help@arts.ny.gov. We wish you the best of luck in the New York State pre-qualification process. Thank you.